Okay, so in this video, we're going to be extracting Google Maps photogrammetry meshes using RenderDoc and Model Maps Importer in Blender. Now, what you're going to need to do is you need to go back to Model Maps Importer on GitHub and download this piece of code right here. And then what you need to do is find your Chrome path in your files, which it was probably under programs, program files, Google Chrome application, and it should be there. So I'm just going to delete this, and I'm going to do it again. What you can do is a quick way of doing it is just drag it and creating a link on your desktop, which is nice and easy. You just right click, you're going to go to properties, and then paste that piece of code that you had from GitHub. Now, what's important to note is that the program files, Google Chrome application, Chrome, should be the same as what's up here in your files. Otherwise, if you don't do this, it is not going to work. If we go apply and then go OK, it should work. Now, you're going to make sure that all of your Chrome applications are closed because it needs to be done within Chrome. So what we're going to do now is going to open RenderDoc because we've already installed it, which is cool, but you need to go into File, Launch into Process. But if you've just imported it, you're probably going to have to go to Settings and make sure that Enable Process Injection is clicked, and we go OK. So we're going to go into File, Inject into Process, and then we're going to open up our Chrome tab, also our Chrome shortcut. You should have a white screen that pops up with this little, where did it go? This little box here, and you're going to need this code here. So we're going to come over to this one, get that code 209. So this code will be different every time you open up Chrome or this application or that shortcut of Chrome, and if we refresh, it should be there. What we need to do is double click on that, and so that should, when we come back over to here, we need to set OK, so GPU starting with the PID. Okay, so now that we have injected RenderDoc into Google Chrome, we need to go into Maps, or Google Maps Importer, Google Maps, and we need to find the place that we want to extract. I'm going to just make it easy and use CVD. You want to go into Satellite View and then 3D View, and then zoom in a little bit, let all the materials render out or load. And so with this, you can get a higher resolution mesh from Google Maps. And it obviously makes the file a little bit bigger, but that's okay. If we just zoom around here a little bit, zoom out. And once we're happy with it, we can just make it full screen, go back to RenderDoc, and then so that says it's 15 megabytes. And what we want to do is we're going to make that up a little bit. So we're going to go capture after. So it just captured. And I don't know why it's making such a small thing. But what we want to do is save it anyway. 01, just for now, so that we can find it. We go File, Import, Google Maps Capture. Okay, so now that what we need to do now is we need to import the RDC file, and that should be where we saved it just a second ago. And it should be in the project 2. Model extraction 2, I believe, is the name of the thing. Now, this is going to take a little while. It might take a couple of minutes to load. We'll see how it goes there. If it just freezes for a little bit, that's a good sign. If you get a warning label, it might mean that your computer, you've got the wrong build of either the Maps importer, Blender, or RenderDoc, because they all have different. They all require different builds, as we mentioned in the previous video. And this might take a while because it's such a large file. We've got 50 megabytes of meshes and all of the materials that are attached to those meshes are coming in. Okay, so that just loaded in. It looks pretty good. There's a bit of detail in there, which is nice. Oh, actually quite detailed. So you know how we zoomed in earlier? That's because, and like that allows us to get like a closer mesh of the actual buildings themselves. So now we can go into, click this one here, and that should import all the material. You should be able to see all the materials that are assigned to those meshes. And to add light, just click this one here. And there we go. We have a photogrammic Google Maps photogrammic meshes in Blender. What you want to do now, though, is you want to select everything and then join everything with Control-J to make one big mesh. That makes it a little bit easier to import into Rhino. Oh, what's that? Why is it so deep? That's weird. Yeah, okay, I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, so we've got that, and then we'll have to export it as an FBX file, because I think 3ds Max and Rhino will read those files. And we can just save that in pretty much the same place, because it doesn't really matter where you save it, of course, it's just another file. No, not in that one. Project 2 is where we saved it last. Okay, I'm going to call this site model. Oh, actually, before we do that, we want to transform it to setup so that it comes in flat. So that is done. We can either open it in Rhino. So once we've done that, we need to just open and go to where we saved it. Where did we save it? Project 2, that's right. Site model, there we go, open. My camera's from scale. Okay. Now, all right, here we go. So we have this mesh in wireframe at the moment. If we go shaded, it'll look weird because it's a mesh. Oh, some of these meshes are actually really open. It's a bit weird. But if we go into, why did that export as like that? Anyways, they're all separate meshes. This can be really handy for setting heights. If you're doing a site model and you don't really have the heights of the buildings, you can use this as a rough guide, which is really handy. But if we go into rendered mode, give it a second, it should show all the material. There we go. So this can be handy if you want to just model your building in place and then maybe, oh, it's not great, the look, but it can be good if you need this in the background and you need it if you want it to kind of accurately represent what that horizon might look like. You have all these built